Hello, welcome to Let's Cook at Home with your Optipictual artist, LyricOriginals1. If you notice, I put a piece of my work in the introduction. I want to start to show you all what an Optipictual is and what I do. I always say I'm your Optipictual artist, but some of you are probably like, what the hell is an Optipictual? Okay? I am the creator of Optipictual art, and I really am the creator of it. Literally, the Patent Trademark Office called me when I sent my work in to be copywritten. They called me to ask me, what the hell is this? Because we don't have a category for it, okay? So a friend of mine helped me, and we sat down and came up with the word Optipictual. She had to pull it out of me. Sometimes I know things, but I don't always verbalize it clearly. And people that really know me and really care about what I do, somehow they ask the correct question and it comes out, okay? Because, like I said, I do what I do, and a lot of what I do is hobbies. It's because I enjoy it. It's not because I'm trying to get paid. So I don't think anything about it, okay? But it takes somebody else that sees it. And it's like, Lyric, come on. What are you doing? And I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, she asked me the right questions. You know, what do you think about it? And I'm like, well, I typically do this work when I'm feeling a little sad or a little depressed. So it's optimism. Okay, so from there, you know, we got, it becomes a picture, and because you can see it, once I get done with it, it's a visual. So she meshed those words together, helped me, we cooked them up, okay? And we came up with Optipictual. So she pulled the questions out of me, but it was in me all along, all right? So I'm going to start to put those after the intro, so you know what an Optipictual is, okay? And I had to submit that. So you may see people, and I know my cousin has sent me people on TikTok that were doing artwork similar to mine, and I did contact those people and told them that what they were doing was actually an Optipictual, because they didn't know what to call it either, you know. But some people listened, some people didn't, you know. People in their egos, especially artists, we like to think that, you know, but there's nothing new under the sun, okay? So anyway, I wanted to put that out there and let you all see some of what I do. So I'll either put it at the beginning, put a piece of artwork at the beginning, or a piece at the end, okay? But I truly am your Optipictual artist, okay? So anyway, in this video, I am going to make sweet potato fries. Cleaning up in here, and I found a bowl of sweet potatoes that I've been here for a minute, so I had to throw a few of them away. But I washed and I peeled them, and I have them here. I got my water boiling and I put a little salt in the water. After my water comes to a boil, I'm going to put the potatoes in until they soften up a little bit, and then we're going to move them back to the electric skillet to fry them up, okay? And I got a little sauce, sweet, you know, the sweet potatoes when you eat candied yams, so it's the candied yam sauce. If you know how to make candied yams, then you know exactly what I'm about to do. If not, I'll walk you through it because I already had some sauce made as well, okay? So that was it, and I will be back when we get ready to fry up the sweet potatoes, okay? My potatoes are boiled. I'm going to warm my coconut oil up in this electric skillet. Here I have some flour. And let's put a little bit of cornstarch in there too. Alright, so we have our flour, our cornstarch. I'm going to sprinkle in a little cinnamon, because y'all know how I love me some cinnamon. And let's sprinkle in a little ginger. Just a little bit. Okay, and what else we going to put in? We're going to put in a little bit of ground clover. Just a little bit, okay? Look. And I need a spoon. Get it just a little stir. Now what we're going to do, while they're still wet, we're going to put them in this flour mixture and give them a shake before we fry them up. Because I want them crunchy. Okay? Okay? So that's 3 of them. So I'm going to put them in. I'm going to give them a little shake. Alright? Now, if I don't, because they're a little wet, I don't want to take a chance of getting splashed with any water that's left in it. So I'm going to set them in here, and I'm going to try to put them all in at the same time. And that way I can run and take cover. Okay. In, shake. I know, I'm being all quiet on. I was busy. I was on the on my computer digging around trying to find when I was on Wikipedia for Optipictual art. And it's not on all the search engines. It's only on old crusty search engines, because y'all got to remember that I was doing social media before it was called social media. Okay, I'm in the era with the running AOL man. Okay, I am ahead of eBay. I was trying to do auctions back before eBay even happened. You know, so I'm always ahead of things, but I move around and I do things and I'm living, and I don't always have the right support. So everybody catches up, and then they move on, you know, and they do things better. Like when I watch people's YouTube videos, I've been doing YouTube videos since YouTube came out, okay? So we talking 10, 11 years ago. If you go back in my archives, you'll see that how I first started with my very first video. And I'm really not too much more advanced from that now. But you look at other people's videos and they look so pretty, you know, and they're so professionally done. I'm still using the same editing tool that I used back then. I'm using it now. Okay? I get the information out. I do things, but I don't always have the right foundation that will propel me to those higher heights. I just chug along and I just keep doing what I'm doing, but I'm not lying. That's what I'm not doing. I'm not lying and I'm not stealing. And I've had people steal my things, steal my work, steal my ideas. They steal my shit. You know, and one of my professors when I was in college, she said, well, it's an honor, Lyric, to have people steal your things. I didn't feel like it was an honor. I felt like It was an intrusion on my creativity. Like, I sat down and thought about this, and you just walked past my desk and stole my idea. So I started working at home and bringing my assignments in. All right, let me see if this is hot enough. But anyway, that's why I was a little quiet. I was still caught up in my thoughts because at one point, here we go, I was on Wikipedia, and somebody tried to challenge my information. And Wikipedia at the time, like I said, I didn't know what to do with stuff like that. And they took it down. But it was up. And if I get on the internet and dig, but like I said, it can't be like Google. It's got to be some other site, and I can't remember where I had it at. And I found it, I saw it, and I thought I took a screenshot of it when I found it, because I wanted to add it to this video so I can show it to you, you know. And like I said, people think they want my talent. They do. They think, oh, I want to be like Lyric, or I wish I had that, or if it was me, I love that one. If it was me, I would do this, or why you working this job? If I had talent like that, I'll be doing this, and I would be doing that. Well, if you were me, you would be doing the exact same thing that I'm doing, okay? I'm living my life, and I got things to learn, and I get distracted sometimes with living. You know, as I've gotten older, I realized that sometimes those distractions are intentional to keep you in place, to keep you running on a hamster wheel, you know. And when I work on something for a length of time, I move on, because like I said, I have many talents. I don't have just one or two. I have many. And sometimes when you have many talents, you do kind of need somebody that can keep you organized, keep things structured, keep you going on a path. But for me, I get bored with a certain thing. I do it until I don't want to do it no more. And then I move on to my next interesting thing. You know, I design shoes, I crochet, I do Optipictuals, I do charcoals, I make things with shells, I make my own hair products. Then I taught myself how to do my own nails so I didn't have to go to the nail salon no more. And all of these things are time consuming. I cook, you know, thank God for grocery delivery, but sometimes I don't like it. Sometimes they bring me back fruits and vegetables that I never would have picked. So I have to go to the store, you know. So that's where I was. Blah, 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 blah. I was in my thoughts, so that's why I was so quiet right there. I want to give y'all, I want you to know what I do. I underplay myself sometimes, because to me, it's just me checking things off my list. Like, oh, I got to do this today. Check. You know, oh, I said I was going to do this, and I sit down and I get that done. Check. But I'm not really giving myself the proper credit for the energy that I use to complete that task. I like to complete tasks. So sometimes when you come at me with A, I may be working on C. So if I'm working on C, I really don't care what you got to say about A until I get done with C. And then, if I don't have something segued to go into next, then it'll come back around like a Russian roulette wheel, and I'll go back to A. And by that time, it could be 2-3 years later, like, oh, you know, if y'all can tell by the kitchens, I done moved multiple times, packing, driving. I'm doing my thing, okay? But I'm still that girl, though. I'm still that girl. I just have to get myself aligned, and I'm going to move again. And when I do this move, I'm really, really going to focus on, maybe I'll focus on one thing for a particular year and give that my energy. And then maybe the next thing I'll focus, you know, I don't know, because you don't know how much time you have left. So that's, for me, I just feel like, okay, I got to get this done. And then I got to do that. And then one day you kind of just burn out. And then I want to lay on the beach, I want to sit in the sun, I want to have drinks, and I might be in a little connection and want to be loved on for a while, you know, until that person blows it, and then I move on, get myself together, and then I go back to my hobbies and my tasks, and it's like, okay, what do I want to do now? I color. I got an adult coloring book channel on YouTube. I think I got one video posted. But at the time, I got hella pictures colored that I wanted to post on there, and I'm like, oh, I forgot that I started doing that. Because I'm all over the place. So that's what I mean when I say you shouldn't covet or envy somebody else when they have talent, because you really don't know what those things do in that person's life. Okay? Sometimes I really can get overwhelmed, and when I feel that way, I just pull back, because what I do is supposed to be fun for me. It's supposed to be enjoyable. And if it's not enjoyable or fun, or it starts to feel too much like work, I stop. So that's why sometimes you don't see me posting cooking videos. It's because it started to feel like a burden. Okay? And it's not supposed to be a burden. This is what I wanted to do as a little kid. I wanted my own cooking show. Okay? As bootleg as it may be, it's mine. And this is one of the things I wanted to do on my list, you know? So I'm going to have to redirect my talents, but make no mistake, I'm that girl though, and I know it. I know it. Alright, so let's get on these potatoes now. I got them in here, and I'm going to turn this fire up just a wee bit. And we didn't get a splash, did we? If we did, I didn't hear it because I was too busy yapping, but I want to fry these up and get them crispy. And I'm going to put this in the sink. I'm going to put that in the sink. And I have a syrup that I made. And we're going to put that drizzle it on top. Okay, but I have that in my electric skillet. So I'm going to let these fry up, and I will come back when the syrup is warm, and then I'll tell you how I made the syrup, okay? Alright, I'll be back. Alright, so I fried up some chicken thighs in the air fryer. I got my sweet potatoes cooling off on this little rack, because I want them to be crunchy and not too soft. When you put them on the rack, when they cool down, it keeps the crunchiness to them. But if you were to lay them on a paper towel or put anything on them, it'll soften them up. Excuse me, and that's not what I want. So in my skillet, my bad y'all, I'm still caught up in my thoughts. I'm still caught up in my thoughts. So anyway, in this skillet, this is an electric skillet. I know I got it sitting on here, but the actual pot is electric, and I like it. I like to make my noodles in it. Or when I have something I just want to warm up, I like it. But anyway, in here is my sweet potato or your candied yam syrup. Okay, so that's your cornstarch, your butter, your cinnamon, your nutmeg. What else? I got a cinnamon stick in here and a little brown sugar. That's what it is. And it just makes a nice syrup, and you just let it cook until it thickens up. Here, I just want it to be a little bit warm. At first, I thought I wanted to put them in and pour it on top, but I don't want to. I want to take my time and dip it. I'm going back in there, and when I eat, I'm going to watch the Handmaid's Tale. Now, I done completed this series, right? But you know they coming out with a new season. So I want to go back and re-up real quick And I tell you what, I'm seeing things that I did not see before. That's why I like rewatching, especially series, because you get up, you go to the bathroom, you know, you're doing something else. I'm usually always doing something. So when I watched Handmaid's Tale, I was crocheting blankets. So my head was down and I'm watching, you know. But there was so many things that I missed, because yesterday I watched and I actually just watched. And I'm like, what? When did she do that? I didn't know June did that. You know? When did this happen? How did I miss that? Lydia, oh my God. You know, so it's a great show. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat my food and I want to dip it in. I don't want it drizzled. It may take me a minute. But anyway, y'all can try this. Again, if you haven't got that air fryer, that Emerald Lagasse, you might want to get one of those if you need an air fryer if yours ever break down. I had a Ninja, and I still got it. It's underneath the counter. It's not broke or anything like that. But like I said, I wanted to make pies, and I got that one. So anyway, I'm waiting for this to warm up so I can go in here and watch Handmaid's Tale for a little while, and then I'm going to come back and edit this video. At least that's my plan. I'm going to come back and edit this video, and I want to see if I can find that. If y'all can find it, if one of y'all can find it, write in the comments where you found it at. Because it's out there. It's out there, okay? Things go to the internet, you got to be like a superstar for them to wipe the internet for you. I ain't that baller, okay? My little shit ain't that serious. It is, but it isn't, okay? It is, but it isn't. But no, I was just thinking when I'm doing this, like, you know what? That's what I need to start to do. I need to share with you all what I do, because you may need to hear that. You know, you may need to hear that. You may need some of my wisdom, okay? You may need that, and I want to share that with you. Because as I'm sitting here and I'm cooking and everything, and all types of little memories just started to come back. Like, at one time I used to do charcoal drawings for like professional athletes, you know, and I actually did one for Uncle Luke. 2 Live Crew, Uncle Luke. I forgot. And I had seen him on I seen him on TikTok. And I wanted to know if he still had that drawing that I did years ago, but every time I tried to write it, the question would get removed. I guess moderators, and I guess the moderator thought I was going to ask for money or something like that, but he paid me then, so there was no need. I was just curious that after all these years, if he still had that drawing. I'll be curious about a lot of people, because you move and redecorate and things like that. And I just want to know, does my artwork still fit with your personality? Does it still fit in your home? Am I still part of your decor? I want to know these things sometimes. So when I run into people online, or they run into me, I ask, like, do you still have that? And they go, oh yeah, I still have it. You know, or yeah, I did buy some artwork from you. Or I don't know where it is, or I moved. Or they gave it away. I heard that one too, that they gave it away. I turned it off. No wonder I'm stirring for so long. But anyway, I think as time goes on, I'll remind myself, but I don't have a script. Alright? So when I come on here, I am just freestyling. I'm going off of what's in my head at this moment. So I don't sit down and have a script like, oh, in this video, other than the food, you know. But when I talk to you all about whatever wisdom comes out of my face, it wasn't scripted. I didn't mean to do that. It just comes out. Okay? And yeah, I did a charcoal drawing of Uncle Luke. And that was wild, how that happened. It really was. But Uncle Luke said I was fine. After that, you couldn't hurt my feelings. You couldn't tell me I was too skinny. You couldn't tell me I was too fat. You couldn't tell me I was nothing because Uncle Luke said I was fat. So it was over. So people tried to hurt. Because you know people sometimes intentionally go out their way to try to hurt your feelings. If you got too much confidence in their mind and you think they need to humble you, whatever the hell, just because they miserable, they want you to feel bad too. They take joy in breaking you down. Bitch, you can't break me down, okay? If I get broken down, you best believe it was the Lord's work. And that means that I'm going to be built back better than I was before. I don't have any insecurities for things like that. The things that I would be, what I would call insecure, I just may be soft in certain areas because I don't have a lot of experience in those areas. But insecure about who I am, oh, you can go to hell. You can take a fast train to hell. You ain't gonna never hurt my feelings over nothing about me because nobody knows me better than me. People think they do, but they don't. They may know a version of me at some point that our paths crossed. Maybe we went to school together, or maybe they met me somewhere at a job, but who I was then is not who I am now. Okay? I'm evolving. I'm growing. I'm learning. So that means that I'm changing. So whoever you knew, that version of me that you knew, that was the version of me at that time, in that moment. But now it's bubbling. Now I can turn it off. Yeah. And I want to say that because I was watching one of the videos that I did. And in the video, I said that I didn't like beef in a can. And I think I've seen this video like, I don't know, the end of last year, beginning of this year, I don't know, but I've seen it, and I'm like, I love beets, and I like beets in a can. Do I have some over here? I sure do. Right here, okay? And I got some in a jar, okay? But to somebody else, they'll say, well, she lying. She says she don't even eat beets, and she don't like beets. I changed. When I said it at that time, I didn't. But somewhere along my journey, my taste buds changed. And I love the pickled ones. I'll eat the regular ones, but it's the pickled ones that I like. And I will get a jar and a fork and sit down and I will eat pickled beets to keep me from eating potato chips sometimes. Okay? So you're allowed to change. You're allowed to switch up. You don't have to be the same all the time. You can change. You're supposed to change. You're supposed to change. Okay? That's okay. If you still doing this is what I said about food. If you still eating things the same exact way, you working the same exact job, you wearing the same exact clothes. You ain't bought yourself no new shoes. You ain't had a new hairstyle. You know, I know people that, oh, you change your hair all the time. I've been knowing that person for 10 years and they ain't never changed their hairstyle. Not a ponytail, not a twist, nothing. Why? We're not here that long. Try it. Okay? Try it. Do something different. We are here for a limited time. Don't let your body shape, don't let none of that deter you for trying something new, trying a different style. You hear people say, oh, that look cute on her, but I could never pull that off. Did you ever try? Maybe you can. Oh yeah, baby, this is what I wanted right here. Okay? But anyway, you know, I think sometimes I would like to go back to school and be like a psychiatrist, you know, or maybe I want to be a motivational speaker. You know, I want people to be happy with their life. I shouldn't use the word happy. Happy is fleeting. Happy is a moment. You should have some level of peace in your life, that you should be all right. You should be cool with your choices and your decisions, and if you don't like something in your life, then damn it, change it. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't change, that you have to remain the same. You know, because this is what we've always done, so we have to always do it. No, the fuck you don't. It's your life. You here for a limited time. You need to switch up. Switch up. Okay? So anyway, let's taste this. Let's taste it. Let's go. Let me see. Let's go with this one. See, this is what I want. I want to do this right here. I was afraid that if I poured it on, they would get soggy. Oh yeah. This is what I'm talking about right here. Oh yeah. I had no idea this is what I was going to do. I did not plan on doing a video when I woke up this morning. I did not. Came here to wash dishes and clean the kitchen, and I looked down there and seen them sweet potatoes. I'm like, oh Lord, them things been down there way too long. They was all dried, and I had some good ones that were still good. I'm like, let me go ahead and cook them up. And then once I peeled them and cut them, I was, you know, let me make a little video real quick. That's delicious. That's absolutely delicious. So anyway, that's all I got for you. Alright? Live your life. Enjoy yourself best you can. Don't be afraid to leave people behind. Okay? Your life. I look at my life as a chapter. Okay? In this video right now, in this moment, I'm 56. So, to me, I'm on chapter 56 of my life. Alright? So that means that what happened in chapter 44 or what happened in chapter 35, it's all part of the story, but it's not relevant right now. So that's what I was saying. Don't let people pull you back to the chapter that they know you from. They were in that particular chapter of your life, but they did not continue on to the other chapter. So they don't know you at all. They only know you in the chapter that they were in. Okay? So don't let people pull you back or make you feel bad or make you feel like you're being a hypocrite or you're not solid. Alright? I'm solid. Alright? I'm solid in who I am. So people say, I know you. You don't know me. And I don't even argue with them. Most of the time when people make statements like that, they don't even know themselves. They don't. Just go on about your business. Keep evolving. Taste new things. Experience new things. Forgive yourself. You're learning. Okay? That's it. Take care of yourself. And keep a lyric in your heart. Write in the comments and tell me what your song is. I had some good songs this week. What was it called? What was the one? My boy, Ronnie Rag, he got a song. I think it's called Bad Guy. I think that's what it's called. I think it's called Bad Guy. Hey, Ronnie Raggy, falling in reverse. That's my dude right there. I'm with Ronnie. Ronnie had a hard journey, but he keeps chucking along though, and he don't take no shit from nobody talking bad about his life. He has a very interesting story, and I enjoyed listening to his testimony. He'll tell you little bits and pieces of his story, and when you go back into history, and you'll see how much he's changed and how much he has evolved, and that's what life is about. It's not about being perfect. It's not. It's not about, you actually learn your most from what others would call mistakes. Maybe it wasn't a mistake. Maybe it was that's just the route you needed to grow. Okay? So, that's it. Till next time. If you want to know what I got in this cup, I know one of my friends, she said it looked like a science experiment. It's flaxseed. I'm sorry. It's chia seed. It's chia seeds, cinnamon, and some cayenne pepper. And I like it cold. When I want something to drink, I like this versus drinking a cola. Okay? So, and I don't like plain water. Plain water is boring. There's no nutrients in it. And I have some Celtic sea salt in there. It's good. Okay? So, till next time. Be awesome.